Hello everybody, my name is Anthony. Welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 New Orders America. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, what are we doing today, my friends? We're fighting tyranny, because that's the American way. So, I mean, things I think are going pretty okay, as long as we don't look at Indonesia, right? Like, it's kind of a mess. I think if we lose, like, one more tile, that might be total defeat. But we'll just completely ignore that forever and just hope for the best. After all the hailing, debating, and careful politicking in the last few months, our environmental bill has finally passed through the halls of power and has emerged as law, with only the formality of remaining being the signing the bill into law by President Kennedy's own hand. A new dawn awaits this fair land of America. No more will selfish corporations be permitted to blindly squander the natural beauty of our country in the name of a quick profit. Nor will the government itself turn a blind eye to the abuses against fair Mother Nature. Not only is this a great day for our natural splendor, but it's also a great day for everyone in the halls of power. Our close cooperation with Republicans and Democrats in getting this bill through proves just how much the government can achieve when it stops bickering amongst itself and finds common ground. Many with the RDC's ranks, and perhaps more pertinently within their electorate, have come to look upon us with ambivalence, if not outright favor, where before they looked only with hostility. In the future, we may be able to count on their votes to back up our own. A few quiet polls and queries among Capitol Hill representatives have revealed that polls across the country have shifted as well. 50% 50 political power, 2% stability. We're going to have strict pollution regulations. Seems good to me. We're at 184 political power. You guys are stable. In Colombia, let's supply their forces, as well as infiltrate the... Who's going to probably be harder? The Colombian government or New Granada? 18th... I mean, okay, 30. So I guess we're going to probably... Let's spy on the Colombian government itself. They are backed by the Iberians. And now we're kind of getting a little bit more friendly with Madrid. We're still not actually friends. We just have some more relations than one might expect. Foreign policy decisions, I don't think we need to worry about any of you. Production units don't care about this at all. Like, it seems like the Japanese could probably just, like, push here. And they take all these provinces and get two encirclements. But I don't know if they'll actually do that. Central Siberian Federation draws closer to Japan. You piece of... What do you mean? What do you mean? I spent so much time and so much effort on you. I've given you weapons. I've given you money. What do you mean you're drawing closer to Japan? You piece of shit. Who is it? Alexander, you fucking dickhead. Brief scuffle between the mega corporation Siberian and Phoenix. Settlement has reached the Siberian economic minister speaking from North Cerberus, declaring that the prime economic interest it will be in the east. Fuck you. Fuck. Okay. What's your name over here? Genric. Yagoda. Congratulations, motherfucker. You guys, here, have some war shipments. Have some safe houses. Fuck Central Siberia. Those guys are assholes. I gave them... Well, okay, anyways. The fruits of cooperation. Our bipartisan efforts to secure support across the aisle have earned us praise. The Senate whips have been dispatched to count the votes. Let us hope the Democrats come through. You'll now see how many Republicans will support a civil rights bill through the decision menu. Okay. State of Supreme Court is still very conservative. Economic expectation or GDP is still not where it wants to be at. They keep scrolling down. Deal with the nationalist. Support their campaigns. So we've already done one of these. And we're planning the civil rights bill, so we can't really do anything with this. Because I think we did support their campaigns. With the one that we chose there. Planes in reserve. Okay, but we don't care about the planes. That's fine. We'll deploy if we're ever at war in any major capacity, then we'll worry about maybe dispatching the aircraft. But for right now, we should be okay. And I think that'll even like cost us more money because planes in reserve or units in reserve, I don't believe cost money in the economy section. It's only once they're actually deployed that they count. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. Domestic preparedness. Yes, we want to get decisions allowing to prepare our country to fight against the Japanese menace. Yes, I want to take back our territories. San Francisco and Los Angeles. and Hawaii. I mean, those are rightful territories of ours. Fighting tyranny since 1776. No matter your political leanings, all recent conversation in the Capitol invariably turn to the same subject. President Robert F. Kennedy's announcement that the United States will seek to revise the post-war modus vivendi with the Empire of Japan. The policy pronouncement, though vague, has been a central policy plank for the National Progressive PAC since its foundation. Although the administration has remained tight-lipped on concrete initiatives, this has only encouraged the imagination of the political class in Washington. Members of the NPP congressional delegation could be heard throughout the week speculating on America's newfound foreign policy, ranged from doubling military and financial aid to the Organization of Free Nations to actively destabilizing the coastal prosperity sphere via the restrictive insurgencies. While stressing that the ultimate decision rests in the president, senior NPP figures emphasize that all options remain on the table. Members of the Republican Democratic coalition have expressed skepticism towards the president's confrontational foreign policy, viewing the endeavor as a naive adventurism. A senior RDC policy aide, who has asked not been named, panned the NPP policy is dangerously reckless, with little consideration for de-escalation. It's all fun and games, they remarked, until the nukes fly. Well, we'll get our political power. I appreciate this. Yeah, get rid of Central Siberia, those fucking assholes. Strengthen the Ursk Party faction. That's you, right? Yes. Well, I guess we need to bring the Soviet Union back, because we can't trust anyone else. Germany has declared war on the Ukrainian Socialist Soviet Republic. We all knew that was going to happen for sure. Reports on the Colombian Civil War. Reports from inside the URC and from the U.S. Navy ships in the region conclusively indicate that the URC has lost its recent series of skirmishes in northern Colombia. With this loss, they have been forced to evacuate their foothold in the Guarajá Peninsula and to flee across the border into Venezuela. The Venezuelan government has declared its intention to provide safe harbor to 20 civilians and URC personnel fleeing combat, which has boosted the waning morales among our allies. These events are a serious detriment to our interests in the region, and they are a major blow to the URC in the Colombian Civil War. The strategically critical port of Cartagena now lies beyond our allies' grasp, and our only holdout, however strong it may be, is now the distant southern reaches of the country. Given the severity of this new situation, our strategy must be subjected to a sweeping reevaluation. I would advise immediate relief to the URC troops in the Guarajá Peninsula from the Panama-based Naval Command, as well as a rapid shift towards providing material and quality aid toward compatriots in the south via Venezuela. Destabilization efforts in other Colombian regimes should be ramped up as well to ensure exploitable openings arise within a reasonable time frame. So you have unfortunately lost territory in the north, but honestly, let's just say that that consolidates your position. Let's not recruit. Yeah, let's recruit one more agent. Sure, why not? We're getting all of you going. The African quagmire, that's on its way. We don't need to worry about that too much. Again, everybody's here stable, and you're all ticking where I want you to be ticking, which is good. Anything else we can do with you? Like, is there anything we could possibly do with Venezuela? Or not Venezuela, with Indonesia? Like, I don't really think so. Operational been a success. Excellent. Like, what could we do? Because we need to somehow kill the... because we need to get our way to Jakarta. And that, like, that's not going to happen. Foreign policy, intelligence... What can I do with you? Strengthen the party faction. Old Guard faction. Political aid. We should try to make contact with the Old Guard faction in the Eastern Soviet Republic. Offer them industrial aid. Yes, let's deliver industrial aid to the Old Guards. Because are they... Let's see. Because you are... B... Sabinless Regiment. Or Remnants, I should say. Well, hopefully they will be friendly to us. Do you like us? -10, -10. So these are like the base opinion modifiers, which is fine. African Quagmire, 29 days. So yeah, that's just the this ticking down. But again, it's all still stable, which I'm happy to report. I'm happy to report that our territories in Africa are looking okay. By the way, how is Ukraine doing? How many troops do they have in total? 22 to 44. I mean, they're holding on better than I would expect. I don't think they're going to win by any by any means. Are they going to win? Are they at war with Romania as well? Because if they're at war with Romania, that's definitely going to actually be a... Yeah, okay. Now that Transnistria and Romania are in this war, Ukraine is definitely dead. But you know, they had a good. I mean, if you can like fall back, maybe just try to defend Kiev. Maybe you could hold on a little bit, but I mean, you are dead. I don't think there's anything I can really do to save you. We can champion American victories, 45 political power. It makes the nationalists a little bit more lofty. I can't really do anything though to get the progressives happier. They're just always going to be a little upset, which is a shame. But there's not really anything I can do about that. Feed the beast, fire up the people. More population, I think, literally doesn't do anything. I mean, it unlocks this other stuff, which we're going to need. We need at least one of these two for on the Tokyo. Cogs machine, pump the gas. So what do you give us? Factory output by plus 2%. We increase our policies here. Radio operator, fund the skunk works. Focus on military research. Recruitment outreach. So this is to get like more troops into the field. We'll lower the destabilizing pacifism in the nation. Community action. Well, I think let's feed the beast. I think the number of troops we have is fine. But if we could just have more equipment, that also seems pretty good. Okay. Domestic preparedness. Operation Success, fantastic. You know what, actually, I'll spend another 30 billion. Another 30 billion to the Soviets. Strengthen their party faction. The developed policy formulation was in the details, as the cabinet drafted the outline of America's industrial strategy to support any future war with Japan. Two distinct schools of thought had emerged. One, championed by the Secretary of Defense, advocates for the expansion of the military infrastructure and production capabilities. The legacy of President Thomas Dewey's failure to build America's military continues to haunt the Pentagon. Proponents of this plan argue that the build of the military equipment needed to support future war must start today, even at the expense of other industrial or economic priorities. They warn that ultimately America will go to war with the military it has, rather than the military that it wants. Secretary Comet takes a different task, arguing that the fostering of growth American civilian industrial base would yield accelerating dividends in the longer run. The wholesale diversion of American industry into military production, they argue, would be monstrously inefficient and create a hyper-militarized economy like that of Germany or Japan. A nation of free men enslaved to their guns. Even if we would take the time to shift civilian factories to military production in a crisis, America remains protected by the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, buying time to build up American industry to bear. Cheaper militarization, or open up the flames of revanchism. You know what? Let's open up the flames of revanchism. I think that's literally the exact opposite of what I want to do. Can I cancel this? Let's fire up the people. You know what? They make a good point. They make a good point. If we're protected by the oceans, we probably don't need the military buildup. And if we can just get the American people really, really, really angry, then I think that will that'll help us out in the long run. Because an angry population will do what I want them to do. Now, it looks like they are kind of throwing a lot of their military might at us. So I don't know if these units will eventually basically just die and allows me just to walk straight to Jakarta. Not that I think that would actually win the war, but it is interesting to maybe think about. And is there anything we want to take? 430 days? Sure, why not? Dictatorships and double standards. When someone opens an issue of Commentary Magazine, they expect to see many things. Articles on what's happening abroad in Germany, articles about Jewish culture and religion, but most of all, articles about the political issues of the day. If someone were to pick up the 1965 November issue, they would see Georgetown's lauded political scientist John K. Kirkpatrick's gracing its cover. Just under the title, they see dictatorships and double standards in bright red font. In the essay, Kirkpatrick offers a brutal critique of the unstable foreign policy that the president's administration has enacted. She likens it to a pendulum, rapidly going between two significant extremes. She argues that the president has left her allies in the Organization of Free Nations out to dry, and that authoritarian governments with democratic institutions are not being given enough support or aid. It's by no means a short essay. The readers of the Commentary Magazine are less interested in foreign policy, would no doubt skim it or skip past it entirely. But those who are interested in the field took note. Kirkpatrick introduced the concept of what is being called Kirkpatrick Doctrine. While she doesn't go into depth, the rough idea of Kirkpatrick Doctrine is that totalitarian governments are more likely to survive for longer, while authoritarian governments are most likely to reform or collapse. Kirkpatrick doesn't explain the specific policy applications for the doctrine. It's an essay, not a political proposal, and it's not difficult to see what she thinks is the right course of action. More aid to these authoritarian countries. All over the world, more and more people are taking note of this rising political scientist and are scathing cuts against the president's foreign policy failures. Already, there are rumors of a congressional or senatorial bid, even if Kirkpatrick denied such rumors. However, she continues to make waves, showing up at speaking events and publishing more and more papers and essays critiquing the current administration. Her essays and speeches have been featured in congressional hearings against the president and his administration, calling for a much-needed change to foreign policy. Well, if you can give me, like, a list, like, Iberia, are they authoritarian or are they totalitarian? They're probably authoritarian. Maybe we want to support them. Italy probably also is authoritarian, but not totalitarian. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I do want to try to support Italy and Iberia to kind of come more towards Washington. But, we can't really do anything with that directly right now. At least I don't think so. Is there anything we can do in our foreign policy tree regarding them? Just Iberia. And we can just try to disrupt the Bormann regime at least a little bit, but I don't know how much that'll actually really do. We have all our planes. Don't worry about you. Decision. Do I want to spend 45 political power to make the nationalists a little bit more happy? The answer is probably we might as well. We'll take 45 on you. Diplomatic arena. Okay, we don't need to worry about... Isn't this supposed to be... Oh, no, this is supposed to be Japan. Okay, we haven't got any decisions regarding that quite yet. But we get fire at the people. And then we'll spy on the treaty ports. And we'll probably go straight down to... well, I mean, we need to get down here anyways. See all, hear all. Try to get our... I mean, we have to wait until 1969 to actually even do this. I guess it actually has to wait until the next presidential election. Okay, I see. But again, until... Oh, wait, we can do this. When are you done? You're done in 21 days. Once that's finished, we will then want to do the pressing issue. We want to send the Civil Rights Act to committee as quickly as we possibly can. Should have noticed that maybe a little bit earlier, but it's fine. Now, we do have some civilian factories. Argentine-Chilean border. I don't know if there'll be a war between those two. I don't know if I really care either. What about prison coverages? Let's build... We're already building some more prisons, but you know what? Even more. Congratulations to Washington, to West Virginia, and to Arkansas. That's Missouri, not Arkansas. We'll give them some more prison infrastructure. All favor. I really want you to have more friends. Hey! Offers from Rome. In recent months following Italian democratization, we have been approached by Italian diplomatic envoys with overtures of friendship and cooperation. While we have spent years courting the Italians since their break with the Nazis, this latest development represents a golden opportunity to bring the Italian Empire firmly into our sphere. With control over the Suez, domination over the Mediterranean, and the colonial empire that stretches from Tunis to the Horn, Italy would make a valuable addition to the free world. And the effect of gaining an ally right on the doorstep of the Reich cannot be overstated. Every available effort should be made to bring the Italians into the OFN, lest this opportunity slips our grasp, or worse, falls into the hands of our enemies. Is there anything then that unlocks with you? Answer is no. Jungle infrastructure. Let's get some more training here. And you are still looking good. Again, we need to actually save up a lot of command power in order to do some more stuff in Africa. They are still stable, but I don't know how long that'll last. And I don't know how long this mini-game actually has to be here for. Like, I don't know at what point we can pull out of Africa. Increases by a large amount. I'm guessing the longer we wait, the more stable it'll be. Maybe this will have a different event description. I'm not too sure. But we'll see. We'll see. Because again, if we pull out now, presumably it's still it's so early into the mandates that they would completely fall apart and disintegrate immediately. But if we can wait at least a little longer, disillusion with the president in Africa, napalm use. Anything we can do with you? No. Middle East? No. Cripple Indonesian operations. Strike their infrastructure. Let's see if we can try to disintegrate Indonesia at least a little bit. Again, I don't know how well this will actually work, but we'll see. News from Tokyo. While we began efforts to woo the Italians into our alliance, we have recently received information that the Japanese Empire is doing much the same, hoping to bring the Italians into the close prosperity sphere. This cannot be allowed to pass. Italian entry into the close prosperity sphere would be a major boon to the Japanese, raising them a foothold in Europe and transforming the sphere into a truly global bloc. Such a result would be unacceptable. Every available resource must be used to bring the Italians into the UFN, or at the very least, to prevent the Japanese from bringing them into the sphere. Really? Japan, huh? Well, I don't know really what we can do about that immediately. Is there anything here? Brothers in Arms, OFN, New Friend, Unified, War support for everybody. So I think we just have to wait for more possible decisions there. That might take a little while though. But I will say that at least for the time being, this will be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.